France, home of the Mona Lisa smile, where kings and queens were beheaded and revolution ran awry. We are embarking on a trip to Paris, France together. I've dreamt of this moment of traveling to this iconic city, and I'm so excited to share these moments with you. It is known for the infamous leader, Napoleon, food like the croissant, and high fashion. In this series, we will explore the Louvre, Notre Dame, Dior, the catacombs, and even Versailles. This is France. This, madame, is Versailles. A quote from my favorite movie in the whole world, Marie Antoinette by Sofia Coppola, who inspired me to become a filmmaker. Welcome to the Palace of Versailles. We are here today to experience this palace that Louis XIV built many years ago. He built upon his old chateau that his father had built years and years ago, and he wanted to get away from Paris and all the drama that came with being in Paris. And so he built this palace and brought his court to Versailles. Versailles is where men and women alike would wear silks and stockings and big hair in the 18th century. A type of peacocking to gain favor with the king, or just a place to show off your wealth. It is a place where backstabbing, debauchery, and indulgence occurred. Ironically, if you look up the word debauchery, you will find a painting from the 18th century Rococo period, The Swing, depicting the epitome of debauchery. I love that. Versailles, an archetypal epicenter of the 18th century history. It was the heyday of the superstar rulers and opulent decor, making it a must-see destination. This envy-worthy palace offers a deep look into where the French royals once lived and breathed. Its architecture, a lavish blend of French Baroque and Gothic styles, continue to inspire artists and creatives around the world. Let's take a closer look. Before the construction of the brand new Palace Versailles began, the site was simply a hunting lodge by Louis XIII, built into a modest chateau. His son, Louis XIV, got a wonderful idea to move his whole court to Versailles, where Louis XIV could watch over his nobles' every move. The Sun King. The nobles, of course, hated this idea, but if they wanted to keep their title, they had no other choice but to move. They were easier to control under one roof. He created a myriad of rituals of etiquette that the nobles had to perform if they wanted the king's ear. These ceremonies included dressing the king and even disposing of the king's chamber pot. I don't care if you're king or not, you'd never see me in that job. I'd give up my title in a heartbeat. I digress. This room served as the sovereign's ceremonial room, aka the throne room. The ceiling was dedicated to the Sun King. The sun symbol was adopted early on by Louis XIV as a symbol for his God-given right to reign. The Hall of Mirrors, probably the most photographed hallway in the world because of the mirrors. mirrors, mirrors, and more mirrors. And the mirrors were only made in Venice, Italy, so the French court had to source mirrors from Italy and several Italian artisans from Venice to make the mirrors that would be displayed in Versailles, which upon their return to Italy, they were executed for sharing Italy's trade secret. The Hall of Mirrors, a famous room in the palace. All the courtiers just wanted to stare at themselves and their shiny diamonds. It was a wonderful place to be seen and to show off, like a big pageant show with big hair costumes and cleavage like the 80s. The council's study, a room where all three kings spent countless hours meeting with their council of state to discuss domestic and foreign affairs and their financial issues. The king's bedchamber overlooks the marble court. The king could see everyone coming and going from court. This room is located in the oldest part of the chateau. Marie Antoinette, an infamous character, allegedly said, "Let them eat cake," which probably never actually happened. Marie Antoinette. She was originally an Austrian princess who embarked on a new life in France where she would never truly be accepted by the French aristocracy. She was arranged to be wed to Louis XIV. They married on May 16th, 1770, at the Royal Chapel in the Palace of Versailles. Marie was only 14 years old at the time, basically a child, which 14 was the normal age to wed at the time. Marie Antoinette had a hard time adapting to French etiquette, the sole purpose just to produce an heir to the throne. This did not happen for 8 years. Louis, I guess, was just not interested. Marie became known for her frivolous spending, gambling fortunes away, building a hamlet to cosplay as a peasant. This did not sit too well with the French public. Many newspapers created unfavorable cartoons of the Queen, painting an irresponsible picture of the Queen.
So these guys were part of a secret society. You can tell by where they put their hand, and this society still exists to this day. So this is a symbol that that's very significant to the society itself. That's that guy over there, this one right here. They're all signifying that they're from the same men club.
The French helped the Americans in their revolution, which was not great for France, but great for the Americans. To be honest, we wouldn't have won the American Revolution without the help of the French. The French public began to starve after the rise of taxes. The mixture of social inequality, economic hardship, political mismanagement by the King Louis XVI, and the Enlightenment ideas were all ingredients for this French Revolution soup that sadly led to the guillotine of the French royalty, including Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI and his nobles. In 1789, Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette left Versailles, never to return. Louis XVI was publicly executed at the guillotine in 1793, and soon after, so was Marie Antoinette. Sadly, 2 of their children did not survive. The only child to live into adulthood was Marie Therese, who did not have any children of her own, though lived a long life to the age of 72. Now we make our way into the opulent gardens of Versailles. There's so many different gardens throughout the grounds. There's all these different areas, but I really love this garden because of the shapes of the bushes. It's decorated the same way it would have been when Marie Antoinette was alive. And I just love the shapes of the garden. It's so beautiful and inspiring, the shape, and they look like people, but they're just a bit taller than a person would be, and I love the shape. Let's go walk around the gardens. The Fleur de Lis. One legend says this was the lily given at the baptism of the Clovis king of the Franks by Virgin Mary. The lily was said to have sprung from the tears shed by Eve as she left Eden. It was either Louis VI or Louis VII who was the first French monarch to use the symbol on his shield. Since then, the lily has been a symbol of France and is long associated with the French crown. Versailles was an epicenter of royal opulence, parties, and decadent suites. The home of Louis XIII, XIV, XV, and XVI, and of course Marie Antoinette. The opulence will forever be stained with the memory of the French Revolution and the frivolous spending of the royalty. The walls here are full of history. My God, if the walls could talk, I'd wonder what they say. The stories of Versailles will forever fascinate me, and there is still so much to uncover. I am blown away at the vastness of this palace. We didn't see nearly all of it at all, really. We saw the hallway of mirrors, Marie Antoinette's bedchambers, but I feel like there's so much more that we missed. But you know what? The grounds are vast and the gardens are massive, and it was just beautiful to see a taste of Versailles today. Next episode, we will venture to Notre Dame as they rebuild the walls from the tragic fire of 2019. See you then. À bientôt. Au revoir.